Well, guys, Kia base is playing. The Kia base mobile is playing. As you can see, we are starting it off right with down for sound, silver tin 0-gauge OFC cable, oxygen-free copper. Stay away from copper-clad aluminum. It's a fire hazard, I bet. It can only handle probably 150 amps. Unlike the 0-gauge OFC, this stuff can handle 250 amps. Copper-clad aluminum can probably handle 100 amps less current. And plus your voltage drop, probably. So my buddy Timothy Jr., he ran the 0-gauge through the left side of the car. It fit pretty dang good. And what we have here is we got the 0-gauge running through the firewall grommet. If you're having a hole drilled through your car, I highly recommend having a professional drill a hole through the firewall. Unless you know what you're doing. And then, what we have here, we got the down for sound GFX 65 2S's, the component speakers. I was going to go three-way, but Mom did not want me to put custom fiberglass pillars in my car up here. I agreed, and I'm glad I agreed, because these speakers sound pretty good on just a factory amplifier. And what we have going on back here, we got the down for sound JP8 hooked up to the Skar audio SDR12 for now. This is wired at 4 ohms, but it's loud as heck for what it is. Probably 500 watts tops goes to the sub. It does 550 watts RMS on the dyno. I think it's rated at 490 on the dyno. This amp is rated 800 watts, 1 ohm, but it does 1300 to 1400 watts. But it's at 4 ohms, 550 watts. When I get the new NVX VCW sub in my new sub box, it's going to be wired at 2 ohms for 950 watts. So heck, this amp does its power at 2 ohms. I think that's everything. Let's get this demo video started. If you're wondering why the heck is there a crack in my door panel, I took it off the wrong way, installing these tweeters and mid-ranges. But, let me see here. Let me get a piece of paper. Where's a piece of paper at? Nah, I don't want to use a new napkin. Let me see what we have to rattle in the window. The system. My system. It moves paper in the window, actually. I tried it a while back. Let me go grab a piece of paper real quick. One thing I forgot to do was my 0-gauge Big 3 upgrade kit, which basically replaces the, it adds a 0-gauge power cable from the battery positive to the alternator positive, upgraded engine ground, upgraded alternator ground, and an upgraded battery ground 0-gauge. Because you don't want the electrical system being a big bottleneck. You got 8-gauge power cables from the factory, and you got to run this big piece of 0-gauge cable. You don't want this electrical system being a big bottleneck. It didn't harm the car yet, but it's a better thing to do, because you want more current flow going from the alternator to the battery. You want better current flow with your sound system. So far, all I notice is on this voltmeter down here, my alternator charges at 13.5. but it's charging at 13.2. Down the road, once the stock battery decides to crap the bed, I'm gonna go get a Excess Power D4700. Alright, I found the song. We set the phone over here. Watch what happens when I turn the knob up. Yep, it's rattling it. And something's rattling up here too. Let's see what's going on the outside of the car. It's barely flexing the back window, which is probably a good thing. Do you hear this? The flaps flapping around in the bumper. Well, it's vibrating my shirt right about here. Yeah, it's pretty impressive for 550 watts. Sometimes when I'm playing rap music that's got some pretty heavy 40 hertz bass notes, it's so dang loud. The new MVX VCW subwoofer that I'm going to be putting in hopefully in the next week or two, once my subwoofer box shows up, the flat pack subwoofer box, the amp's going to be wired to 2 ohms for 950 watts. I think I mentioned that already. Sorry for repeating myself. But, I can already tell it's going to be loud as heck at 2 ohms. If I did wire it to 1 ohm, it'd probably be too loud, probably. Well, Kia Base gang, Kia Base family, that pretty much wraps up the demo video. Next video will be the Big 3 0 gauge upgrade cable kit. Let me show you actually the actual kit that came from Down for Sound. I thought I was going to have to order another black 0 gauge ground cable, but apparently my battery only requires about a foot of this stuff. My battery ground only requires a foot of this stuff. I could probably use the other 2 foot for an engine ground. Yeah, with my car, it involves an engine ground, alternator ground, a battery ground, and a positive cable. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Stay on the lookout for the next YouTube video of the Big 3 upgrade kit, then my NVX subwoofer box build. And until next time, peace out, Keybase Gang. Later.